Hey guys, how you doing? Gary Wood, SwolNeck Outdoors, May 11th, day before Mother's Day. Get ready, guys. Out here on the hunting land, finally got back from vacation. Food plot looks awesome, bro. Got a lot of chicory, wild lettuce, radish, you name it up in here. You guys seen this thing when it was all dished up? Look at that. Okay, and it is, what time is it? 20 minutes to 1. And right back in there, as soon as we walked in, we jumped about 8 or 10 deer up. So they're sitting right around this food plot. Water's right over here to my left. So we're looking good there. Was out here mowing actually earlier this week. And I was actually down here in front of this food plot. You can see the fields to my right here. But right back over there, they come out of that wood line right there. And there was about 20 of them, and they walked within 20 yards. I'll be headed to this food plot. So we got a good feeding system going here. So just want to give you guys an overview of what we'll be putting out today. You can see here, I have this salt block here. I already have one over here beside the food plot. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the same exact hole because, believe it or not, that hole is still there. They're still hitting it here and there, trying to lick up some of that salt from, I guess, last year. But we're gonna put that one down in that hole. Now, what we normally do, we dig out a hole a little bit bigger than that salt block. It's a 50-pound block, okay? We dig out our hole, we throw the salt block down in there, and I got this old framer's hammer rather. Old oh gosh, East Wing. Yeah, got an old East Wing hammer, framer's hammer. So I'll take that and bust that salt up. I mean, bust it down. You don't want large chunks. They'll take the large chunks out in the woods. You'll lose control of it. Bust it down as good as you can. Throw a little layer, you know, once you get it busted up, throw a little layer of topsoil across the top. Trust me, they'll come by and hit it. And if it rains on it, no big deal. That salt's gonna go in the soil and all that, and it's just gonna help it just that much more. So we're gonna put the one salt block up here next to the food plot, okay? And we'll go to the lower field here in a little bit. We're gonna do the same thing. The same hole's down there. So we're gonna, you know, excavate that same hole, throw that block in, bust it up, and we'll get our auto feeder going. This is a Moultrie NXT. I'm telling you guys, if you can get your hands on one of these, absolutely do it. In the 55-gallon drum. The only issue I've had with that thing is over the years, from rain hitting it during the season and all, obviously the top starts to rust a little bit. But I'll show you what I've done during the off season, and this is some of your off season prep dudes. During the off season, I took the top down, sanded it, repainted it. Look at that. So, got to maintain your equipment, absolute. That's year round. So, but anyhow, we'll put that auto feeder up. I got the head in the side by side up there with me and Jack. Jack loves the food plot too. So, but we'll get the auto feeder up. We got our corn and we got our protein, okay, our Antler Max. Now, once we get down there, I'll show you how I mix that stuff. I mix 75% corn, 25% Antler Max protein. And the reason why I do that is if that protein sits on the ground for too long, even though they say, oh yeah, it's bio-coated for, you know, moisture and, you know, this, that, and the other, it'll still create little mold spores when it rains, okay? So you want to put very little of that in there. Trust me, some protein's better than no protein, okay? So absolutely, I done 50-50 one year, and I had the mold spores everywhere. Since I've come back, cut back to 75-25, I've done a lot better. I've not seen any mold spores. They eat it all up, even the corn. Now, another thing I do with that process is I set that auto feeder to one, I guess, let's see, we were doing a 10-second feed in the mornings, okay? And the reason why we do mornings is because everybody knows down here in the southeast, as it gets hot during the afternoon, you have those thunderstorms pop up. We don't want it to rain on that protein and corn, because that's a wash, right? Typically in the morning, we're pretty safe, right? So I'll run that in the morning, probably around, I don't know, probably about 6:30 for about 10 seconds. They come out of the back head, they hit it. They'll come out of this wood line here, go straight across the field, hit that wood line, which takes them down to the lower field. Or they'll just simply take this wood line back behind the food plot, across the field down there. So they know that auto feeder's there. When they hear that little ting, 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 ting from that thing running, they know it's dinner time, or breakfast time in this case. So they will go down and hit that, and then they'll lay out in the wood line during the day, hit the food plot a little bit, then they'll go back down that way in the evening, because that's their bedding area as well. So got a good flow of deer movement in here. We got our food plots in the right place. Now for our bucks, so I don't have none with me today. I've got to run to my supplier on that. But deer cocaine, between this food plot and where my auto feeder is, there's a stand of woods, then there's the lower field. Okay, probably, if I have to guess, it's probably 400 yards distance separation. What you want to do is go halfway between that with that deer cocaine, rake you out a nice big spot, and just sprinkle that stuff up in there. Okay, those bucks, you want to create that buck where you're seeing the does in the food plot, walking to the bedding area. Oh, here's deer cocaine, hit that, and then going to the bedding area. He comes out in the morning, there's food, back over this way, deer cocaine, and then back into the food plot where the does are. So you're creating your flow of deer. So, and that's what we want to do. And we've done it for years like this, and we've been pretty successful. So this is the end of the video for the upper field. I'll have another one right behind this one once we get down to the lower field, and I'll show you how I mix that. Guys, it takes a little time. I got a 5-gallon bucket and a feed scoop, and I count off, it's like medicine. You count out your medicine, measure it out, and all that, right? So it takes a little bit more time, but guess what? The results are phenomenal. I mean, you guys have seen the results we've had over the last 2 years, 11-pointer, 10-pointer, Wide Willie, High Henry, all these guys are still out here. We watched them last year, couldn't get a shot. I'm sure they'll be back this year. They always are. So look for the next video. Like, subscribe, cut a cartwheel, do jumping jacks, whatever. But hope you guys are having a great summer. Hope you're getting prepped for the deer season, because it started January 2nd of this year. So we'll see you guys in a little bit, and stay tuned. Out.